to talk about Friday 13th, final chapter. That was supposed to be final chapter until they made more Jason movies. And this is a movie released in 1984, and the plot is very simple. Well, Jason they have, in the beginning of the movie, they have a review, they make a resume about his origins, about even his mother and everything. There's a fire camp, a guy was playing a story. Very necessary, but they want to do because it was supposed to be the last video of the franchise. And the plot is very similar to the others here. It begins with Jesus escaping in a hospital because he was supposed to be dead, but actually he's not. Jesus, he escapes from the hospital, worried about the doctor and the nurse, that he was found by the police and got to the hospital, but actually he wasn't dead. And he comes back to the Crystal Lake area. And there's two houses. One lived by the family, and another one group of teenagers live around Crystal Lake. And there's also this family of a mother, older teenager, and a young boy named Tommy. And this family is they're very normal, interesting. And the movie shows these teenagers, they're, the stories, relationships, steamy plots. And Jason comes back killing one by one. Actually, the whole group of teenagers. Also, there's this guy, Rob, that comes to revenge the death of his sister, and he knows about Jason. Even tells the Trisha, the teenager woman with the family house. But he also gets killed by Jason in the end. The only ones who survive are Trisha and her brother Tommy. Tommy is a very interesting boy. Actually, he's very smart and he loves monsters. He has a bunch of masks, everything in his room. Honestly, I got really bored with this movie. Maybe because slashers in the 80s, maybe Friday 13th is not there scary at all. You just watch. And the plot and the other characters are kind of boring, Actually, I believe the only reason this franchise exists is to see Jason killing, because there are several that they're very creative. Some that don't make sense because it's a kind of strong, weird zombie guy. But overall, he's very creative the way he deals with each victim in this franchise. Rob and Trisha, they discovered Jason when he already murdered everyone in their teenager's house. Rob, he tells a story to Trisha because wonders everything. He was after revenge, even though he becomes a victim in the end. But actually, it's not a final girl. It's a final brother and a final sister. The final older teenager Trisha and her younger brother Tommy. That's a very smart boy. they finally they run back and forth and try to hit him, but Jason's a kind of how can I say, zombie, monster zombie that barely dies. It's very interesting what Tommy does. He shaves his head and tries to use makeup, everything, try to look like Jason. His childhood. Jason in the childhood, to use manipulation. So when he sees him, he's not going to attack his sister. When the she falls his hockey match, so his deformed face that makes him not look like a human, but almost like an alien, if you ask my impression about monsters. And it was very gruesome. Jason death was the knife goes into his face. And then in the hospital, brother, sister, and said. But some people say it's a very classic horror movie, but I wonder why. Because it was kind of boring movie in the middle. Only the beginning and the end were interesting. And I have watched other movies. They're not great, but they're not as boring this one. Anyway, people consider it classic. Maybe Friday the 13th franchise is not that great. Maybe I am not impressed too much. Because I've been collecting many horror stories in my library. But I'm very interested to know if you enjoy this. If you like any Jason movies, any remakes, sequels, or anything. Maybe Jason doesn't impress me at all. Or maybe just think that he is just too similar version of Halloween Michael Myers. Let me know and tell me your favorite. Let me know in the comments if you have any favorite Friday the 13th movie, or if you watch other movies, horror movies in the Friday the 13th. I'm very interested. So remember, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and share this video. And tell me your favorite Jason movie. You can also include Freddy and Jason in other movies where he is. I'm very interested. So, that's all I have to say about this special, show my opinion, holiday of this year. And until next time.